How you doing, kids? Today we are going to further explore the depths of how much a single man can lie. This is from Auditor's Intelligence Report, published November 19th of 2018.
I'd already had 5 years at the Department of Corrections, and I had that reputation. I'd already had 5 years at the Department of Corrections, in addition to, I'd already had 5 years at the Department of Corrections.
In case you can't make that out, I've already had 5 years at the Department of Corrections. It starts at 3111 of this video. I will link it below. You can check it out for yourself. 3111 of the Auditor's Intelligence Report video. He says he had 5 years at the Department of Corrections. 5 years. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. Well, thank you to Holly Weir, who found that he didn't work for 5 years at the Department of Corrections. And Damon Jones says, "You've proven my point," which is odd, considering that she just debunked him. This is a different one. This is an audit Hunt County Constable, Quinlan, Texas. He says he worked there for 2 years. Well, let's see, kids. That's 7 months. Do your math. From 10/20 of 2000 to 5/23 of 2001 is 7 months, 3 days. He was fired for excessive absences, failure to report for duty, sleeping on duty, etc. 7 months, not 2 years, not 5 years, 7 months. Well, that didn't work right. Let's zoom in a bit here. Look here, we got a LCSO worker files to run against Sheriff Campbell. This is from February 1st of 2008. I want to thank Unbroken for getting me this document, so thank you very much. He signed up for the free trial, and I appreciate that. A Leon County Sheriff's Office worker, a Sheriff's Office worker, not a deputy, but a Sheriff's Office worker, not a deputy, a Sheriff's Office worker. And if you don't believe me, he separated on 11/30 of 2007 from the Leon County Sheriff's Department. So he is literally, see, this is 2008, he's literally a Leon County Sheriff's Office worker. Sheriff's Office worker. Has filed to run against his boss, Sheriff Larry Campbell. Damon Jones, 44, is a civilian employee at the county jail. Oh, by the way, just in case we're wondering here, Sheriff's Office worker. He says that he was with the LCSO as a deputy sheriff until March of 2008. He is lying. He's lying. Because just remember, we are looking at this, which says he separated on November 30th of 2007. So he was not a sheriff's deputy at all, period, in 2008. And this is from February 1st of 2008, which identifies him as a Sheriff's Office worker. Damon Jones, 44, this is 10 years ago. He's 55 now. Again, we can tell he's 55 because of this. And I also have a full unredacted copy of his birth certificate. And I am not going to show that to you. You can trust me or not. Damon Jones, if you want me to send you an unredacted copy of your birth certificate, go ahead and contact me and I'll be happy to oblige. But I'm not giving it out to anybody except for a known and verified Damon Jones if he requests it. A civilian employee, again, not a deputy, at the county jail filed December 17th to run in the sheriff's race. The election is November 4th. Campbell has been sheriff since 1996. No one challenged him in the 2000 and 2004 elections. Jones needs at least 1,435 signatures by May 19th to get on the ballot, or he can pay a fee of more than $8,000. And we know that fat boy is not giving up his hot dog and Capri Sun money to run for sheriff. He said he will pay the fee. He lied. If he doesn't get the required number of petitions. Jones and Campbell are both Democrats. As of Wednesday, he had about 50 signatures, leaving him 1,385 signatures shy of the total he needs, he said. Jones said and he probably lied about that, he probably had 4. Jones said he was running for sheriff because he's upset with the way Campbell runs his office. Jones said he thinks Campbell does not honor his open door policy. If he's not accessible to employees, voters, and citizens, then I feel like a change needs to be made, Jones said. Campbell said his accessibility and familiarity with the community is one of the reasons why voters should choose him again. He pointed out how he's appeared at many civic, school, and athletic events over the years. This is continuing on page A8 from the original. I'm one of the few public officials whose phone number is in the phone book, he said. One of Jones's main complaints centers around how employees are treated at the jail because government workers need to be treated nicer. That's what Jones's position is, as long as he's the government worker. He said many end up working overtime shifts. At 12 hours, the shifts are long as it is, says the guy who got fired for sleeping on the job. He worked as a correctional officer at a jail for 2 years and 3 months starting in August of 2005. Now, take this with a grain of salt because he didn't. It says starting in August of 2005, he worked at the jail. August 2005, 2 years and 3 months would be 11/30 of 2000 and 2 years and 3 months. That's right. So all this time that he was at the sheriff's office, he was at the county jail. All right. So that checks out. 2 years and 3 months. Starting in August 2005. So he would have been there for till November of 2007. Perfect. All right, we're good. He was severely injured in February 3rd of 2007 while breaking up a fight between 2 inmates, he said. He tore the rotator cuff in his left shoulder and underwent surgery and rehabilitation. Morale is extremely low, he said. People routinely quit at what I would consider an alarming rate, at what he would consider an alarming rate. We don't know what he considers to be an alarming rate. We don't know how many people quit. And there you go. He said the jail deputies are not treated with the same respect as the road deputies. Well, he's not a jail deputy and he's not a road deputy, so I don't know why he cares. The jail feels like the wicked stepchild, he said. Campbell, who was the sheriff and he's the guy who actually won the race for sheriff, said he started his career at the jail in 1961, so he understands it's a hard job. They're locked up just like the prisoners are, all day and all night, he said. Sometimes one correctional officer can wind up supervising as many as 90 inmates in one dorm. Some people can handle it, and some people can't. This guy can't. Jones has worked at multiple law enforcement agencies since 1979, he said. 1979, he said. I think right here, this is where he started his career. He started his career in Texas in 86. So July of 86 is when he started his career in Texas. Remember, he was born in 63. So if he started in 79, he would have been 16, 17 when he started his career in law enforcement. You do the math. I don't think so. He was the police chief at the Alta Police Department in Calhoun County from June of 2003 to May 2005. He said June 2003 to May 2005, he said. May 2005 is when he, in air quotes, retired. From June 2003, so he was full-time at 2003 to 2005, but he wasn't police chief. He was transferred to police chief. He was police chief for a little bit of this period, I believe. Hold on a second. Where is it, actually? It was 5 months. He was police chief for 5 months. So he was transferred somehow in here. Wait, he separated in 2003 to here. Yeah. But it was 5 months. So that is not entirely correct. He also had a stint as police chief of the Midway Police Department in Gadsden County in the early 1990s. That agency has since been disbanded. He was in Gadsden County from 6/1 of 1990 as a part-time law enforcement through 97. He was with the Alpha Police Department. Midway Police Department from November of 1991 through June of 1993. Then he was transferred to November of 1996. He was mostly part-time and then a little bit of full-time law enforcement. Okay? All right, so that's the end of that one. All right, so then this one. Let's shrink this one back down a bit. All right. Candidate for sheriff resigns jail position following investigation. Now, who could that be? A Leon County Sheriff's Office internal affairs investigation completed this week, saying that a former Leon County jail worker, not deputy, running for sheriff lied on his job application. Whoa, what? Lied on his job application, not the Reverend Dr. Dcup Jones. No, Dcup Jones would never lie. He resigned from his position at the jail on March 14th. The sheriff's office has indicated the resignation was not in good standing. After Jones was served papers on the internal affairs investigation in late February, he said, "They're trying to make me drop out of the race. It's a little bit weird that after 2.5 years, they all of a sudden say that I've lied on my application. That's ridiculous. That's not ridiculous. You have made your career a focal point, and then people start looking at your career and realize you're full of shit. Having you be a deputy is a lower level of inspection, a lower level of concern than having you be sheriff." Jones filed a run against Sheriff Larry Campbell in December. According to documents released Friday, Jones told investigators he checked no when he should have checked yes to a question on his application asking if he had ever been fired, asked to resign, or had disciplinary action taken against him in any job he held. Making a false report. Another lie. The complaint was that he was a liar. And he just accidentally checked the wrong box. Gosh golly, I checked no when I should have checked yes. Anybody could have confused no with yes. Anybody could have. I mean, they're so similar. They both have an N in them. No. They're both 2-letter words. No. They both have O's in them? No. Gosh golly. It probably depends on interpretation. It depends on interpretation. It depends on... No, it's a lie, Jones. But it probably should have been yes. No, it definitely should have been yes. But I was medicated and under a doctor's care when I filled out the application. And my thoughts were, maybe fuzzy or foggy, Jones told investigators March 11th. I don't know about you, but I'm buying what he's selling because, boy, that's the kind of guy we want for sheriff, isn't it? Jones said he asked 2 sheriff's office officials who had questions about his application to amend the mistakes, but that these notes were not there. The officials said they hadn't spoken with Jones about his application. Who do I believe, the known liar or these officials? Tough one. Investigators learned that Jones had been demoted from sergeant to patrol officer in 1996 at the Midway Police Department because of poor work performance. Jones sued the city of Midway that year, and they settled, negotiating to remove negative information from Jones's personnel file. Jones told LCSO investigators he resigned from that position before he was demoted. That's what we like to call a lie. Investigators also learned Jones had been fired from his position at the Calhoun Correctional Institute under the Department of Corrections in 2001 because of excessive absenteeism. And we've already seen that, but just so we're all on the same page, excessive absenteeism. Right there. Boom. Also, the Alta Town Council voted to fire Jones from his job as chief of police in 2003, but negotiated a settlement agreement in 2005 that allowed him to submit a letter of retirement as long as he never tried to work for Alta again. So he submitted a letter of resignation in 2005 after he had been fired in 2003. And because of the negotiated settlement, they accepted that and they amended his work history to 2005. The internal affairs investigation began after Mary Cruikshank, an attorney representing the sheriff's office in Jones's workers' compensation claim, brought up some discrepancies she noticed. In an email dated October 11th of 2007 to Joe McCabe, Director of Human Resources for the Sheriff's Office, she writes that Jones failed to identify all 4 employers with which he sustained on-the-job accidents with injuries to his low back, at least 2 of which he settled. That smells like somebody who is taking advantage of the workers' compensation system to me. Now, I had these up for some reason. There was also this one. Oh, that's the redacted copy. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Damon Dcup Thief Jones is a liar. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to present him being a liar because, well, it just makes me happy. Have a good day.